Hello, everybody. You're listening to the Big Chill Podcast. This is episode 717. Together at last, and it feels so good. Hello, Big Chillians. Welcome back to the Big Chill Podcast, recording live from the Catalyst Studio. I'm Frank, joined as always with Eddie. Eddie, how's it going?
Yeah, in person for the first time ever. So joined physically this time.
It's really weird. You keep staring at me.
Well,
you have this really weird look you're giving me.
I'm just making eye contact. Plus, we're having to deal with a very different technical setup than we would normally have. And we have an audience member because we have Olivier sitting in studio watching us. So
in studio.
Yeah, we've
the
had
hallowed grounds of the Catalyst Studio.
Yeah, we've had, I've had people in the background when we've been recording, friends of the podcast. We had the interns who sat in and sort of observed episodes previously, but this is the first in-studio, in-person guest who also has never listened to the podcast before. So it's a little bit of a...
It's already on his computer.
Yeah. Boredom has fully set in.
Yeah.
So it's very much baptism by fire for him when it comes to listening to the podcast.
Yeah. I mean, so obviously you're in studio here with me at University of Arizona. We had already had a pretty good trip. Started with the Breeders' Cup for you, not for me. Any Breeders' Cup highlights you want to tap into here? Any good stories?
It was a good trip, so we did definitely enjoy it. In terms of the day at the races, it was not as nice as Santa Anita last year, both in terms of visually, Santa Anita is significantly more attractive, but then...
The people.
No, just the actual landscape, the view. And then also in terms of the races themselves, I would say were both not as good. Last year we really benefited from seeing a number of superstars deliver superstar performances.
It was a weak card overall.
It was weaker, but also there were a couple slight flops. So you had something like Cogburn, for example, which was one of the heaviest favorites of the day, which set off like an absolute train and then found nothing in the final 2 furlongs. So that was, whereas last year every good horse delivered what you hoped to see from it, and so that was a pretty special experience. This time around, we got to see Torpedo Anna perform really well.
Damn Torpedo Anna.
And I guess you could make the case that Sierra Leone had flopped a little bit over the summer, but this was a sort of return to form.
Yeah.
But realistically, it was lacking star power from a winner perspective.
Yeah.
We mostly all lost throughout the day. So it was loser after loser after loser for the first several races. One of the few wins we had, I had one winner up until the last race, which is not good news.
Was it Rebels Romance?
Yes. So it wasn't even delivering huge returns.
Which in a normal scenario, that horse was like a 7-year-old horse. I never would have bet on that, but it was such a weak card that it was the only horse that had decent form.
And the only, so Olivier had a couple winners just by backing number 8. And I think number 8...
Or something with Dubai in it.
No, it's just number 8.
Oh, okay.
And I think number 8 won 3 races and placed in a couple at longer odds. So actually the 8 theory worked well. Our other friend George, who was attending, he had one winner up until the last race, which was he'd bet on Torpedo Anna a $10 stake.
Who went off at 1 to 2?
2 to 5. So returned $4 in profit. But he'd also bet $10 on another horse in that race. So he lost money. I said to him he had very strange, peculiar betting patterns. And had he been betting online, his account definitely would have been closed. Because it would have been a combination of either this person knows a lot and we can't sort of just deal with their bets because they're betting $10 here followed by $200 there. Or they would have just said, this guy has a gambling problem and is chasing his bets, which resulted in like an ATM trip before the final race. And a bet on the final race, which that was as much as he had bet up until that point.
Yeah.
So the final race kind of saved us.
Well, let me break down my scenario.
Yeah.
I sent Eddie the tickets with a clean, crisp $200.
Yes.
And then they sold my ticket because I couldn't go because I was attending a wedding for another $100.
Yep.
So Eddie had $300 of my money in his pocket, and I said, just do what you guys do.
Yes.
I'm in with all of you.
Yeah.
And I went in and lost all $300.
Yep.
And then Lo and behold, when I see all three of them, how did you do at the races? We crushed it.
No,
we
no, no,
crushed the last race, and we all came home winners. But you don't come home a winner. We have a consolation prize. A broken mug and a pin from the Breeders' Cup is what I got.
And a little transparency. I got that pin for free.
I bet. I'm sure you got the mug for free, too.
No, I paid for the mug. I paid for the mug. But because I got the pin for free because they couldn't give me change for all of the money I had. But no. Yeah, I mean, look, it put me in a little bit of a delicate situation because we were backing a horse that was 13-1 in the final race. So yes, that did allow us to make up for our losses up until that point. But I had gone through all of your money because I'd gone through all of my money. So it wasn't as if I had bet you, I was betting you proportionally relative to which was actually really easy because I started with 400 and you started with 300. Yeah. So like wasn't hard to sort of, you're doing a 75% stake on everything I do.
Now, I'm not mad that you guys didn't win.
Yeah.
I mean, that I didn't win with you guys. But I will say, if you gave any thought to it and was like, should I bankroll Frank and put him in and then tell him he owes me another 100 if it loses?
Yeah.
I think we all know what the answer to that would have been, especially because I am a last race,
I know,
go for gold type of person.
You're not wrong, and I probably should have. I mean, obviously, with hindsight that it won, I absolutely should have. And it won really easily, too.
I know.
But the problem is that I felt I was kind of doing it in my head. It had been such a disastrous day. And I didn't have like a tremendous amount of faith in a 13-1 shot in a race where literally I don't think I'd seen any of these horses. We were going.
It's an Argentinian horse, by the way.
We were going blind on a tip from Emmett Kennedy, so we'll give Emmett Kennedy a little bit of a shout out. And
who got it from someone who he brings on his podcast.
Yes.
And what's interesting is I listened to Emmett's podcast, and that was this guy's like tip of the race. Yeah. And even Emmett was like, wait, what race? Like, wait, what horse?
But Emmett was more confident in it the morning when I sent him the message. That was one of the first horses he mentioned. And also, so the tip was purely based on how it was performing in training, not even actual race performance. So I know, it won, and I should have done it for you. But I then thought to myself too, when I was sick at Ascot, I gave Ollie 200 pounds.
But that's Ollie.
And you guys all won on the last race.
But that's Ollie.
And I didn't get any payout from that. It wasn't like, don't worry, Eddie. Not only did you guys win on the last race, I had to get this story of Ollie won so much money. Ollie is drowning in his winnings.
Literally drowning in his winnings in his Uber ride home.
Not only that, he's just bankrolled a 200-pound Uber.
In fairness, that's because you went through Ollie. Had you gone through me, I would have at least messaged you and asked.
Yeah. No, I was dead, so that would have been probably no response. And you were at a wedding, and I just thought it had been such a bad day.
Could you imagine how excited I would have been at that wedding if you then messaged me being like, hey, bad news, I lost all your 300. Good news, I bankrolled you another 100, and now you're up 1,000.
Well, that could have happened, I suppose. But I thought it was more likely, hey, you know how you didn't get to come to the Breeders' Cup because you had to go to a wedding?
Well, you also lost $300.
You also owe me more money. I thought that was the more likely outcome, and I decided that the smart decision there was that, because what I also knew is, I know you would have said yes. I did know that realistically you would have said yes. But I also knew you were unlikely to be able to respond in the time frame we had.
Little do you know, I was watching every Breeders' Cup race in this wedding. So not only did I lose 300, I probably lost another 200 betting the races on my own.
But I will counter this then, because Olivier is a witness and was a witness to it in the moment. But it's not as if you had the podcast that you listened to too. So you had the same tip available to you fundamentally.
Yeah, but to be honest, I didn't remember until you had until you had said that horse that Emmett told you, and then I kind of looked up what the horse was, and then I didn't know until it said that was from Argentina that it clicked.
But the thing was, George took that. He spent the next 24 hours repeatedly calling us bloody legends, that we'd nailed the Breeders' Cup. I mean, on a day that had been
1 for 12.
Yeah, on a day that had been 95% failure, and it just so happened that 13-1 was good enough that we sort of salvaged the day.
Yeah,
he came out of it. You would have thought, if you spoke to him, that we had just run the card. There was just winner after winner. He told other people we were bloody legends, that we'd nailed it. I mean, he was very happy with it, which is good. It very much salvaged the mood. As you know, we've all been there.
Yeah.
And the
last race winner is epic. It is like legendary status, the last race winner.
Because we were definitely riding a little bit of a low up until that point. Everyone had lost money. It then started to rain, which didn't matter because
you already lost. You're already miserable.
Because we'd won money. But leaving the racetrack in the rain would have been a very difficult experience.
I've been at Royal Ascot before. I know that feeling.
And we also just lost all our money. So it gave us a bit of momentum back and a bit of energy, which was then good. That spilled over into the next day, traveling to Phoenix for the NFL game. So waking up early to do so. Yeah. So it did change the Saturday mood for sure.
Yeah. Well, on the other end, I was on the complete opposite side of the country and was officiating now my 5th wedding.
Yeah.
It's going pretty well. I think I have a second career in officiating weddings. I had random people I've never met before come up to me, several, not just one.
Question here, though. So you have a normal career. Then you have the podcast, which I thought was in your second career. I think this should be your 3rd career.
Okay, my 3rd career. 3rd career of officiating weddings. Several people I've never met before came up to me and said it was the best wedding ceremony they've ever been to and that they would like me to officiate their wedding.
They're psychos.
Yeah, and I said, okay, I'd be happy to, I guess. I don't live anywhere near you, so it might not be feasible. And also, it only is good because these are my family members and I know them, and I feel comfortable kind of giving slight rips into them a little bit in the opening to loosen the mood up. Yeah. I don't want to rip into a father-in-law that I have no idea who it is, and they'll find out that like he's got some really serious issue that I've made fun of. So yeah, but it went very well. And then came back. I had quite the travel day. Woke up at 3 a.m. Arizona time, flew all the way back to Tucson, hopped in a car and drove 2.5 hours straight up to meet you guys at the end of the Cards game. So it was quite a long day for me.
Yeah, it was a long day for everyone. The Cardinals game was good. We didn't get exactly treated to a classic, a little bit of a blowout win for the Cardinals. The Bears looked awful.
Yeah, they're done. That Hail Mary put them down.
I do think so. I think sometimes you can point Bill Barnwell doesn't believe in momentum. I think there's season momentum at times, and the back-breaking Hail Mary against the Commanders was, I think that's just removed all the spirit from. Yeah. And Caleb Williams did not pass the eye test there in terms of how he looked at quarterback, but at the same time, I don't think he ever had about over 3 seconds without having to scramble for his life. So it's not really the situation in which you could assess. And the reason I'd be the most critical on the Bears, too, is because the game started fairly evenly. It was going pretty well for them. They then got a big fumble recovery on a Cards drive.
Yep.
And at that point, you thought, oh, the Bears are going to take control of this game. And then they didn't do anything for the remainder of for the next 2.5 quarters. Yep. So a really bad look for them. And, yeah, I think their chances are done.
I guess it's a little late to do an NFL wrap-up. But what I will say, the first few weeks, most of the betting world was treated to a rude awakening of underdogs consistently winning. Yeah. And it seems the tides have turned a little bit and that the favorites are back to doing what they do best, which is great, except when you pick the favorite against the Carolina Panthers and Bryce Young decides, now I'm going to fucking play quarterback after 20 games.
It's also the issue for me is, and we spoke about it, right? I did jokingly say, well, you have to get kind of revert to the mean at some point. So the favorites have to start doing well because you're not going to get to an end of a season and 75% of underdogs have won. So the problem for me is I wasted so much money on favorites for the first 6 weeks of the season. Theoretically, all of the types of bets I placed in the first 4 or 5 weeks would have won on Sunday. But I've been so traumatized by the experience that I don't trust teams that I think I should absolutely trust. And I guess the Saints, in a way, it's a weird one because that was an anti-Panthers bet, right?
For sure, 100%.
It's not that the Saints are good.
I mean, you had Derek Carr back, so at least you felt a little more confident.
And they'd beaten them in week 1.
By like 40 points.
Yeah, so.
It was ridiculous. And it sucks because I was actually, unlike you, I held strong.
Yeah.
The blue wall might have fallen, but the Frank favorite wall was still going strong.
and fell. And eventually fell.
And then eventually fell
Yeah.
when the Saints couldn't beat the fucking Carolina Panthers, which again really sucks because I was doing well for 2 weeks in a row, had some really nice positives in my betting accounts, and then that one kind of ended it. So, but there's always next week, and we'll get on to some NFL. I guess we can do our picks at the end.
Yeah.
But first, maybe we have two options. We can either go Premier League, and we can discuss how the Premier League's over and the title race is done, and Liverpool have just stamped it and it's over.
Yeah.
Or we can treat our listeners to a nice little addition that we've added to the podcast since it's live, and that is the opening up of football trading cards, which you can hear very nicely.
Oh, they'll love that. They'll love that noise. Let's do the Premier League quickly first, and then we can do the playing cards as we go into the NFL.
Okay. Is the race over?
No. I think it's over for one team. Arsenal are out of the Premier League title race. Like, that is done. They are too far behind now. I mean, they are 5 points behind City.
Yeah. So I'll just give a quick update. Liverpool at 25 points, City at 23, Nottingham Forest at 19.
They're in it.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Chelsea at 18.
They're more in it than Arsenal.
Imagine being a Chelsea fan right now and being tied with Arsenal. Imagine being an Arsenal fan who knows a Chelsea fan and that they used to work together.
One of them was their boss. Yeah, I think Arsenal are out of it. Just because I don't think...
7 points.
Yeah, it's a big gap. It's a big gap because even just a 5-point gap to City, I mean, yes, City have looked vulnerable over the last couple of weeks. Clearly, the Rodri injury is significant for them.
Yeah.
There's no real fix for that between now and the end of the season, although obviously they can in January strengthen and try and fix some of that central midfield issue.
I mean, Rodri and De Bruyne now, right? So it's...
I think Rodri's the key, but yeah, De Bruyne's being out is also hurting them. I mean, they've lost their starting central midfield pair. Yeah. And that's not an easy area to have to completely rethink things. And players who you would have expected to be sort of bit part squad players are now carrying the major burden. But we didn't watch any of the Sporting City match in the Champions League this week, but they also lost in the Champions League. I don't know what that means because the Champions League is the new format is so difficult to understand what one or two losses really mean. I think City are still fine. I don't know for sure. I don't know how this will play out. I think they obviously will qualify, but yeah, I mean the title race is definitely up for grabs, and we'll see what happens over the next week or two. But it's definitely worrying times for City. I think this is the most vulnerable they have looked in the last 5 years. And so there's an opportunity there, particularly for Liverpool, given how Liverpool are going. But then Liverpool don't look super convincing either. They just have been
They
winning,
win.
But they win.
They win.
And Arsenal haven't looked super convincing either. And they
lose.
And they lose. So you can pick holes for the first time in about 7 years. You can actually pick holes in the contenders because we've been so used to, over the last half a decade, just looking at the top 1 or 2 in the Premier League and saying, I think they'll win 10 in a row.
Yeah.
I don't see where they'll slip up. And not only will they win those 10 in a row, they'll probably win most of them by 3 or 4 goals, and it will never be in doubt. And now, even when the good teams are winning, they're having to scrape a lot more wins, and they're being challenged by a lot more teams, which is strange because I think the bottom half of the Premier League is awful.
Yeah.
So I don't really know where this weakness is coming from because the teams in the bottom 5 or 6 are very bad. And... yeah, and I think that's exemplified in some respects by how well Nottingham Forest are doing. They're only able to do so well, because Chris Wood is suddenly turned into Erling Haaland.
On fire. Yeah. 8 goals, second in Premier League.
Yeah, but also because there are plenty of teams there where if you just put in a halfway decent performance, you can pick up a draw or a win. So, yeah, I'm sure there's still lots to play for, but I think we can rule Arsenal out with those 2 teams ahead of them. I'd be very surprised.
Well, I mean, you said Erling Haaland. I mean, another game now where maybe you wouldn't think it would be an important game.
Yeah.
We've been critical of him in Champions League's match when they actually are playing big clubs. But here, important in the sense that they were down and he needed to step up and do something. And for the most part was like absent for most of the match. And then he had his one opportunity and missed it.
Yeah. No, I think that would be the criticism is when you have Erling Haaland in your side, You know that it's sort of like playing for 10 men for a lot of the match, but it's supposed to be ruthless efficiency when it comes to finishing. And in that match, yeah, they were 2-0 down. They get the goal 2-1 with 10 minutes to go, which, speaking about the Premier League, lost now. And at that point, you thought they'll probably at least get a draw.
Yep.
There's also going to be...
I still had hope they could win.
Yeah, that you knew because there'd been a couple of injuries, including to Haaland.
Yep.
So you knew, like, we're looking at 5 or 6 minutes of injury time.
Yep.
So they've got 15 minutes to score 2 goals, and they're completely on top. And at that stage, you did think that they'd probably find at least the 1 goal, but quite possibly the 2. And Haaland missed an excellent chance in the sort of 93rd, 94th minute.
Yep.
That normally you would expect him to take. And when he does that, then you are always going to get criticism, because it's not like having, I'll use the comparison of Harry Kane, who drops into midfield and does other things and sets other players up and sort of plays a key part in build-up. Haaland's just there to stand in the box and tap the ball in.
Stand tall.
Yeah, or jump tall or whatever it is he does.
Last question I have for Premier League.
Yeah.
Who finishes higher, Chelsea or Arsenal? Or Aston Villa, who are also at 18?
I'll go controversial and on brand for the podcast. I'll say Chelsea.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say I did benefit from live TV on our flight from San Diego to Phoenix, and the Chelsea United match was on during that, which it was a really nice time to be flying. There was the Chelsea United match on. There was the F1 Grand Prix was also on live. So I was able to just flick between things on this 45-minute flight that I really needed to distract myself on. But Chelsea did not look as good as they may have probably done in recent weeks. United looked significantly better, whether that's just because Ten Hag being gone and Ruud van Nistelrooy has made nice changes, or it's just the usual honeymoon period after you replace a manager and the players are all competing for spots now and willing to put in effort that they weren't previously. But they definitely looked as if they were a bit more, there was a little bit more cohesion, and they had a better sense of what they wanted to do going forward. But yeah, I think Chelsea, ultimately the big thing for Chelsea, their squad is so massive, and all these other teams at the top are being hurt by injuries. Chelsea can have like 12 injuries. As long as it's not Cole Palmer, everyone else within their squad is basically replaceable, because they've spent £1.5 billion putting a squad together. So, I mean, that's the good news about going out and spending all that money. I don't know if that necessarily translated into the superstars they would have expected, but it has translated into a tremendous amount of strength and depth, and just interchangeability of a lot of those players. I mean, you've got people who don't play at all for Chelsea, who right now City and Arsenal would love to have in their squad, just to be able to bring in a bit of experience. Like, you think about it, how much would either Chelsea or Arsenal probably right now like to have Raheem Sterling?
Ooh.
Just to have an experienced player who can come in and do a job and knows the ropes.
A dinosaur, both in age and stature.
And running style. I think that's where Chelsea over the course of the season might really benefit. But then maybe the injuries will slow down for the other teams as well.
Chelsea third in the Premier League in scoring, in goals for.
Yeah, it's a little misleading though, because they've had matches. They had a lot of matches where they it kind of comes in bunches.
Yep. But and then on the opposite end of the spectrum, you have Liverpool with only 6 goals against in 10 matches.
Yeah.
So just defensively putting up a great effort, and that's I think what's keeping them in every match.
Yeah.
But when you only need to score 1 or 2 at the most to win a match, it's a lot easier than when City go down by 2 and have to score 3 in 10 minutes.
And I don't know, and I think it's a good point, because I don't trust City to keep clean sheets at the moment, for example. So I have an expectation with City that they're going to need to score 2 to win, whereas Liverpool can go 1-0 up, and you feel like that might be game over. With City, with Arsenal, and with Chelsea, you always want the 2-goal cushion. And there's almost with City, because they're making a habit of it, an expectation that they're either going to be 1-0 down or it will be 1-1 if they take the lead first. So you're kind of having to restart the match after 20, 30 minutes no matter what. So, yeah, not conceding is a big advantage.
So let's switch gears a little bit, and let's go to college football.
All right.
The first college football rankings were announced. It's now a 12-team playoff. It's a little deceiving in the rankings because it depends on the conference winners as well get automatic bids.
Yeah.
So it's not as if the top 12 ranked teams are who make it, I believe.
They're not baking that into the rankings.
Or maybe it is. Maybe it is.
I think when you look at those rankings, I think they're factoring in
Okay.
the conference winner element.
I mean, it doesn't matter because there is a division winner in each one. It matters for the seedings, I think, is
Yeah.
what it'll matter for.
Yeah.
So the big conferences, whoever wins the big conferences get buys, regardless of whether they're ranked higher or lower. So right now you have Oregon number 1. They're one of the few undefeated teams left. Ohio State number 2, who lost to Oregon. Georgia number 3. Miami, also undefeated, number 4. Texas, who lost to Georgia, number 5. Penn State, who lost to Ohio State, is number 6. Tennessee, 7. Indiana, still undefeated, 8. BYU, also undefeated, 9. Notre Dame, 10. Alabama, a 2-loss Alabama team, is sitting in 11. And 7-1 Boise State is sitting in at 12.
Yeah. I don't think you can have too many complaints about who's making up that top 12.
Yeah.
It's so tough because, as you pointed out, a lot of those teams have lost to each other. And then a team that's lost to one of them has lost to a team that lost to one of the other ones. You look at that sort of Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State equation. And a lot of those games have been close.
Yep.
So, like, Ohio State barely lost to Oregon.
Yep.
Penn State barely lost to Ohio State. So you start to try and kind of do some sort of form, and it's really hard to calculate.
Yeah. It's like when on Excel, when you do like the thing, and it's like that. You can't do that because that is like a circular loop that's feeding into one or the other.
So it's tough. Like it's a good year for they must be really great, like happy because it's a great year for the expanded playoffs.
Yeah. Well, in regards to that, let me read down some of the teams that currently aren't in it right now. SMU is number 13, Texas A&M with 2 losses at 14, LSU with 2 losses at 15, Ole Miss, Iowa State, Pittsburgh, Kansas State, overrated Colorado at 6-2 is number 20. So the only team you could maybe make an argument for, which you can't really make an argument for, is Army sitting down at 25 at 8-0.
Yeah.
And I think Army will play Notre Dame, right? They play both of them, I think, right?
Yeah.
Navy, because Notre Dame beat Navy, who was also undefeated at the time.
No, I think 12 feels like a really good number with how this season is going, where you have a little bit of debate for the sort of 9 to 12 spots probably, but it's not so much debate that it's going to feel like a very good team is being left out. And yeah, as I said, I think they must be thrilled because if you only had a top 4 or top 6 this year, it would be really hard.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be able to poke holes in the resumes of pretty much every team. And then equally, you're not looking at a season where, well, we know the number 1 team is this, and they're probably going to steamroll through the playoffs. Like, there is going to be a chance that the 12th seed wins the college football playoffs. I'm not saying that they will, but you know what I mean? Like, if Alabama is an 11 seed, I don't think Alabama is particularly good. But if we get to January and you're telling me Alabama are playing in the championship game, I'm not blown away by that idea.
You're going to trust Milroe?
No, I won't bet on them. I'm not saying that. I want no point be betting on them in the college football playoffs. But it also wouldn't surprise me if I lose money betting against them several times in December and January.
Yeah. Yeah, and so Ohio State beat Penn State. I had the pleasure of being able to watch that in a hotel room with my dad. It's just so fun. The level of excitement he gets over hating Franklin and then hating when they do poorly is great. It was a bad loss for Penn State. I think they actually had a decent chance. I don't think they are a better team. Like I think Ohio State is clearly a top 3 team in the country just from a talent perspective.
Yeah.
But Penn State was in that match and they had 2 trips into the red zone and had 0 points in 2 trips. That is awful. You're never going to win a game like that.
No. And when you then factor in that 7 of their points came from a pick 6.
Yeah.
So and they were 10 up.
Yeah.
So if you put in all of those, you need to win a game like that.
Yeah. You're up 10-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the only other college football sort of activity or event of note from the weekend, Oregon calling a timeout so that their players could just watch Michigan fans leaving the stadium. Did you see that?
No.
That's why the head coach said the only reason he called that timeout was so he could point out to the players that the Michigan fans were streaming out of the stadium.
Oh, I love it.
And that's what they had come to prove
Oh, anything to rip on Michigan.
Yeah.
No one likes Michigan.
No.
It's amazing.
Well, they unfortunately for them, they've spent the last couple of years
Michigan
being
versus the world.
so cocky.
Yeah.
And now they're paying the price.
Yep.
It's time for the other teams to collect, and it means everyone hates them.
Yep.
And
So,
they also hurt themselves after the Michigan State game, where one of the players was talking about, hey, it's just big brother, little brother, all that kind of nonsense. It's like, look, you've lost 2 games already. You can't do this super confident. You're not Michigan from a year ago.
yeah. You talked about just before you went to, on the plane, you were able to do the live TV. Did you watch any movies?
I watched the first 30 minutes of Twisters on the flight over, so Paris to San Diego. First 30 minutes of Twisters. I watched a really good documentary. I watched 26.2 to Life, which is a documentary about
A guy who runs a marathon and then murders someone mid-marathon and has to go to jail for life?
No, it's about San Quentin, and they have a running club in the prison.
I've seen it.
Yeah,
And I have not actually seen it. I've seen, you know what I mean? Like, I've seen...
You've registered the image on the plane.
Exactly.
Yes, it's very good. I will recommend on your next flight.
Okay.
Watch it because it's a cool story. It's a running club. They do this thing. It's called the 1,000-mile club. So the idea is they try and get them to run 1,000 miles over the course of a year, I think is the idea. Or it might just be once you've hit the 1,000-mile threshold, you sort of join the club. I can't remember exactly how that was. But the idea is they run over the course of the year, and it culminates in a marathon inside the prison. That's their last thing they do over the season of running.
Do they have to avoid, like, getting shanked?
They have to avoid. It's just in the yard, so people are mostly.
How big is this yard?
It's big, but the people are mostly respectful. So, and there's people positioned around saying like, "Hey, clear the way" when someone's running. But literally, they have outside people who come in and volunteer, like former professional runners and stuff, who said they think this is the most challenging marathon, not only because it's just a loop and it's flat.
Yeah.
So mentally, it's really tough because you have nothing going on. And 2, you do get bumped by people and have to sort of jump out of the way. And also, over the course of the marathon, like 3 or 4 times, there's a security alert in the prison, so they have to stop and get on the ground until there's the clearance.
Does the clock stop?
The clock, they stop the clock. A lot of them have like Garmin's and stuff on.
Must be nice.
Yeah. Because they talk about.
I don't have a fucking Garmin.
They talk about the fact that the only time they're allowed to wear non-prison clothing is for something like that. So they can wear normal running clothes. And also there's people who donate shoes for them. But they have to give the shoes back after every running session. So they can't take the shoes back with them. But people donate shoes, so they have halfway decent shoes. But yeah, it's a really good documentary. I would definitely say worth watching for sure.
So I got to watch 2 movies on my flights. They were like the perfect timed flights, so you got like a nice good movie. So the first one I watched on the way to New Jersey was Monkey Man. It's the Dev Patel. Yeah. I think he directed. He might have even wrote it and starred in it. It's pretty good. It's kind of like a little bit of a John Wick origin story in India.
Okay.
But obviously has some more like social commentary in it as well.
Yeah.
But pretty good. One of the most gruesome killing scenes I've seen in a while. It's a scene in an elevator. I won't spoil it.
Perfect for a plane then.
Yeah. It's the elevator scene. If you've seen it, you might know. It was pretty rough. But good. It was a good movie. It wasn't too long. Enjoyable. And then on the way back, I watched Longlegs, which is the movie. It's kind of like a mystery / horror / suspense of this clairvoyant FBI agent who's trying to hunt down a serial killer who's been killing for decades.
Yeah.
And it's not a spoiler anymore because it's been highly talked about. Nicolas Cage is the serial killer, and he is straight up creepy. He is doing Nicolas Cage as well as Nicolas Cage can do. It is. Did you ever see the movie Powder?
I think so, but a long time ago.
It's kind of like if Nicolas Cage were Powder. That's kind of what it was like.
All right.
But pretty good movie. It's definitely kind of indie, so it It has moments where like I don't really know what they were trying to do there, but overall it's an enjoyable movie. Definitely like a nighttime at home Halloween movie would be great if you're not like super into gory stuff.
I struggled a lot with the listings on the plane because most of the new releases I had zero interest in watching.
Yeah.
And that's a rough start.
I'm a little upset you didn't like Twisters. I like Twisters. I love Twister, first off.
I like Twister a lot too, but Twisters was testing a level of stupidity that I was not willing to engage with. So when the whole movie got off to a start that she sort of has some special ability to read the weather and the clouds, I couldn't live with that.
Well, that's because you didn't grow up in the Midwest.
Yeah, I suppose. Neither did you, though, so I don't know what that means.
But I just respect it.
Yeah, I respect the weather, too.
You don't respect wood.
No, I do not. All right, is it unboxing time?
Okay, I will start our NFL story by giving a little background story here. We won't talk politics or election, but maybe a tiny bit when it relates to sports. And Brett Favre found himself in the news. I don't know if you saw this.
No.
So former football star Brett Favre was thoroughly mocked on social media Tuesday after sharing an electoral college map that he claimed, quote, would be the results if everyone put God first. And it's basically a map of the United States with every state red. He then got slammed on Twitter. Did God tell you to return that welfare money you stole yet, you hypocrite? My friend, if you had put God first, you wouldn't have taken that welfare money to build a volleyball arena at your daughter's college. And how much did God play into you stealing money from people in Mississippi? You stole money intended for poor people to build a volleyball court, you fucking hypocrite.
Yeah, it's kind of weird when you know that you've had a major controversial issue, which you've basically tried to get out of by saying, I have CTE and Parkinson's.
Yeah.
That's basically his excuse for embezzling money.
And now he's got God.
Yeah, and now he's going to be saved by God. I mean, that's step 2, right? But, yeah, I don't know. We won't go into the politics, but it's a bizarre world.
Fucking Brett Favre. Man, I just like when Brett Favre just showed dick pics.
Those
are the days.
Why can't we go back to Brett Favre just harmlessly sexually harassing interns
with dick pics and Crocs?
Now he's meddling in politics and really fucking the world.
All right, so let's get on to our football trading card. Do you want to give the quick background story of why we're holding each $60 in
playing cards,
15 playing cards?
So I wanted to get for my nephew. I had a basketball collection similar to you that in like the 90s collected cards relatively heavily. I haven't bought a card since 97, 98, probably somewhere in that period. Maybe 99 if I'm being, generous, but stopped. I still have almost all of them. And over the summer I was showing, because they're at my parents' house, I was showing them to my nephew. He really liked them, but I think he just likes anything that I have. I don't think it's necessarily because he has an interest in them conceptually. And B, he really wanted to take them out of all the sleeves, and he wanted to like play with them. So that wasn't going to happen.
Nope.
But I
Get
said,
your filthy hands off my fucking cards.
If you behave for Christmas, I'll get you some cards. So being here, we went to a card store to be able to pick him up some NBA playing cards. And then we started looking at the NFL cards.
We got intrigued.
She was kind of selling us on which ones were decent investments.
I mean, for our listeners, keep in mind, Eddie is cash positive, flowing heavy out of his pockets from his major win at the last race.
Yeah.
Me, on the other hand, I'm just racking up the credit card debt.
Well, you need this to be a good investment to save you.
I need this.
You've got pressure on you with these cards. So each one of us then spent $50 on 5 NFL playing cards.
$50 for one pack
of
5 cards, which she said is not a bad investment.
So we are about to unbox.
Wait, but then we also did, this one was what, $10, a $10 pack of 10 cards for this year, but they're like not as fancy.
Yeah.
So this is Panini Prestige 2024. The $50 ones are Panini Select 2023.
Yeah.
So last year's model, you could say.
So this is a good opportunity. If you don't already, you can follow us on Instagram or Twitter, and we will post pictures of the cards that we are about to unbox. Would you like to start, or should I start, Frank?
So I think we should start with the less expensive, the 2024 ones.
Okay.
But I think we should also shout out Overtime Sports, for
Yes.
which we bought the cards
Correct.
from
Tucson, Arizona.
from Danielle.
Danielle,
who
I
we
believe.
thought was named Janelle.
Yeah. The name, a little confusion over her name. We might still be getting it wrong. If we are, we apologize.
Either Danielle or Danelle.
Yes.
One of those two, we think.
Definitely.
But
definitely
thank
not,
you.
Definitely not Darnell. I think we can rule that one out.
No, not Darnell. But thank you for your help.
Yes.
And if you are in the Tucson area, go to Overtime Sports.
Yeah. Well, I'll say thank you for your help if we unbox something good. Otherwise, thank you for talking me into spending more money than I wanted to.
Yeah. She was really excited to listen to our podcast after we spent $400 in playing cards.
Congratulations on being a good salesperson. I'll say that much.
That was her best sale in months.
Yes, but
Okay, so I'm going to open up my 2024 Prestige. Ooh, and I already have, I don't know what this is, a Living Legends card
you gotta flip them around. They're back. They're both ways.
of Charles Haley, a Living Legends Prestige shiny card.
Shiny card.
I don't know what any of this means. And Alma Mater's Patrick Surtain, C.J. Mosley, and Quentin Williams card. Don't know what that means.
So far, it doesn't seem like you're onto any winners.
Nope. A Bryant Young extra points card.
Doesn't sound good.
It's card 313 out of 999. I don't know if that means anything. Oh, here comes a shiny card. Prestige 2024 extra points. Rome Odunze.
That could be good. That could be decent.
We don't know. This could be 10 cents.
Well,
It was shiny.
That packet was $15, right?
Okay. I
So-
think 10 or 15.
Yeah, you don't need too much.
I have a Michael Irvin card. I didn't know he was still playing for the Dallas Cowboys.
It's just
They could use him.
it's just for the prostitutes that he picks up. He still can hand them. to
Kirby Joseph,
them. Okay.
Harrison Smith, a DeAndre Hopkins Tennessee Titans,
Oh, vintage.
a Kamari Lassiter rookie card, and a Jalen Ford rookie card.
I think that's all going to come down to how much is that Odunze rookie card worth, and
And is he
maybe
good?
Michael Irvin.
I doubt it because the Michael Irvin's not shiny. I think it's the shiny cards that matter.
So we'll look up the Odunze card.
Okay, while you're going, I'll look up the Odunze rookie
All right.
card.
So I am opening the Patini Select 2023 pack of 5.
Oh, you didn't get a pack of 10?
You didn't.
I did. These ones.
Oh, I know. I only got these.
Oh, he's okay. So he's going right for his $50 pack.
This is a $50 pack of cards. We need something good from this. Gently opening them. Card number 1. I've got a Payne Durham, Tampa Bay Buccaneers rookie card. Don't think that's going to bring in much. Ooh, I've got an Aaron Donald select card.
Oh,
Could be okay. Final year of Aaron
last
Donald.
year.
Donald out of his career. Then I have a Tyson Bagent rookie card. That's the quarterback you wanted. Oh, how much will Frank buy this card off for me?
Justin Herbert.
Correct. I've got a Neon Icons Justin Herbert card.
She said the first pack she opened up was a Justin Herbert shiny card, and it was worth like $500.
Well, we might be okay there. And then to seal the deal on what a selection of cards, Aaron Rodgers.
So your Aaron Donald card looks like it's going for, is it a Panini Select Aaron Donald Premier Level Die Cut Silver Prism?
This.
Oh, yeah, but it's not even cut. The cut one's worth $3, so the non-cut one's probably
Okay.
worth $1.
All right, we've done well there.
What was the Justin Herbert what?
Justin Herbert Neon Icons. Select 2023.
Ho ho.
It's not. You're trying to trick.
Can I see it? $350.
Whoa! Yeah, no, by that you mean 350,000.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've probably come out of that with about $10 worth of cards.
Well worth the $50 investment.
Good news, Arlo, you just got slightly more in your Christmas present.
All right, now I'm opening up my 5 cards. Gently here, because I think I have a good one. Oh, boy. Hold on. There we go. Okay.
Oh, that's Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes Select. Ooh, shiny card.
Well, they're all shiny.
Okay. Rashid White Select.
What we're really hoping for
Marquise Brown.
is there's like jersey cards. That's what we really want.
Ooh, a Josh Allen Phenom Select.
That could be good.
And a Michael Pittman card.
Nice.
When we look at the Josh Allen Phenom, looks like.
And while you're doing that, we're now opening Olivier's.
We went back to the store.
Yeah.
Went to Overtime Sports right now.
I'm going to say, part of me happy that I haven't hit the jackpot because I know my personality. And had I done well out of this purchase, we would have gone back to the store today.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Josh Allen Select Phenom card is worth an astounding 99 cents.
All right. Not the easiest packets to open.
The Patrick Mahomes Select is not even on 99 cents.
Okay, consistent.
I'm up to $2. I've almost made my money back.
Oh, feels like Olivier's got. Is that a thicker one? All right, so he's got a John Michael Schmitz. That's a Giants player. Maybe sell this to your dad. Mr. Duca, if you're listening, this card is available for the cheap, low price of $250.
Ooh, he does look like he's got a thick card in there. I see a thick card in there. Is it?
I don't know.
No?
I can't tell.
Okay.
He has a Matthew Stafford 2023. That's just a standard one of these cards. So we know based off this. He has a Jackson Smith and Jigba neon icons. This was his rookie.
No, it was his rookie year.
No?
No, his rookie year was the year before. Because what year is Garrett Wilson?
2 years ago, I guess.
Yeah.
And then he has a Joe Burrow Select. We've got a nice little set of quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And a Sean Tucker Select.
The Joe Burrow was the one. Let me see what it looks like.
So Joe Burrow 2023 Select.
If only former podcast host
Sweet. Sam would buy this for at least a pound.
That does not look like it's worth anything either, unfortunately.
Great little back of the card information. Dismantling San Francisco's stout defense. Burrow completed 28 of 32 attempts for 283 yards and 3 touchdowns in Week 8 of 2023. How about the Jackson Smith and Jigba Neon Icons card?
I don't think worth anything. I'm trying to see which ones were the most.
She's done us there. She's really got us.
So it looks like the ones we were looking for that you mentioned was the C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
Seems to be a good one here.
How much is like the most seemingly out of that package?
C.J. Stroud is like $350. It looks like $375.
Okay.
There's signed ones, so there's like signed cards. We could have gotten a signature card. Those seem to be worth something.
She said you wanted a signature card or the ones that have a bit of the jersey.
Oh, I needed this, but I needed my Patrick Mahomes one, but I needed it to be
completely different.
A Panini Select Zebra Prism version of this.
So completely different.
And that would have been $300.
And maybe signed and with a little bit of his blood.
No,
on
but it looks like this, but it's just a little shinier.
Yeah, so completely different. They all look kind of the same. But yeah, no, we haven't done well out of that. Maybe we can go back and see if she'll take $5 for our collection of cards we just did.
Yeah. Overall, though, I think she oversold us because it doesn't look like any of the cards are really worth anything here.
I mean, I guess $350 though. If you're buying a pack for $50, that's solid turnaround, right? Because part of it would be for all those rookie cards. There's going to be a time element.
Yeah, we got to wait for someone to get good.
Like C.J. Stroud wins a Super Bowl, then that's $1,000 card. Maybe. But right now, you don't have a body of work that's significant enough to justify really spending too much on it. But oh well.
Well, it's all right. We expense it to the podcast, so we're good.
I'll give an update when my nephew opens. He has 50 NBA trading cards to open. She wasn't optimistic about them being a good investment, so he'll probably pull out a $10,000 card.
I bet he does.
I will be taking it back from him. So there's no way he's holding on to anything worth any type of money.
Hey, she gave us a bunch of sleeves to put them in, so thank you for that. We
Good
will
news.
definitely put these in sleeves,
Yeah.
and we will return them the cards to you and ask for our money back.
But as I said, I am happy because there was a real risk here that even if I'd pulled out like a $40 card, they'd have been like, we better go back.
We're not going back. No. I'm sorry, Darnell from Overtime Sports. We will not be seeing you again in the near future.
Well, you might be.
Maybe I'm addicted now.
Yeah.
This is how it starts.
You think it's nothing.
She hook, line, and sinker me because she said, you know how it started for me is I opened up a pack and my first one was a Justin Herbert rookie card. And as soon as I heard her say that, I said, give me every fucking football card you've got.
Little do we know, she's a diehard podcast listener. She knew when we walked in the door, if she just said Justin Herbert, that you would have spent everything in your pocket. Or as it turned out, everything in my pocket.
Yeah. They don't take cards sometimes.
No.
Good thing Eddie is flush with cash, if you remember earlier in the podcast.
All right. This week's NFL games. Should we just quickly roll through?
Yep.
Not all of them, I suppose, but the ones.
We can go quick through all of them.
All right.
4-5 Bengals at the 6-3 Ravens.
Yeah. It's a somewhat.
Ravens are -5.5.
Yeah, it's a kind of interesting Thursday night game. I think just the Ravens are too good, right? The Bengals continue. They do pick up wins, but they don't look particularly convincing when they do it. The Ravens seem to get back to form last week, having had the surprising result a couple of weeks ago. So, yeah, I think the Ravens will just steamroll them with their running.
So the Ravens beat them in week 5, 41-38. So a very high-scoring game, if anyone remembers that. It was very close, actually, to the end. But you're right. I mean, the Bengals are a good, bad team to me right now. Their wins are the Panthers, the Giants, the Browns, and the Raiders. They beat the four of the worst teams in the NFL. Their losses are the Patriots, which is pathetic, Chiefs, Commanders, Ravens, Eagles. So maybe 3 of the better teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like right in the middle there. I think the Ravens will win this. So I think when the Ravens are on, they are on. The issue sometimes you have is like they have that occasional game where things just aren't clicking. Yeah, they're a little flat. But good Thursday night game. We'll definitely be watching some of that.
Then good news, things get even better Sunday morning. We'll be in Flagstaff, Arizona, and we can wake up super early to watch the New York Giants, technically at the Carolina Panthers.
Oh.
In Germany. The game Germany was dying to see. 2 of the worst teams in the NFL facing off. The Giants are 6.5-point favorites.
Crazy.
Yeah, it kind of is. I don't know how anyone could bet the Giants -6.5, even though the Panthers are terrible.
I will tease it for sure, just like I did with the Saints, and I'm sure I'll lose it.
I expect the Giants to win, but it is the anti-Panthers bet.
Yeah. I will say the Giants have a good front 4, so they will get to Bryce Young, and that could be catastrophic for Bryce Young.
Yeah, I mean, this could just be a catastrophic game for both teams.
Yeah. They might not let them back in the U.S.
Yeah, this might just be, let's just retire them all.
It's a great move by the NFL. Send them to Germany and then integrate them into the European Football League if they still had that. They could have just, they can transition them into the European Football League.
Up next, Falcons at Saints, the never-ending divisional games, it feels like, in the NFC South.
Well, I've said it once, I've said it again, and I'll say it more. I need the Falcons to win my bet, so I think the Falcons will win this.
Falcons are 3.5-point favorites.
Falcons are 6-3. Crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly, I legitimately thought they would win that division. I did not legitimately think they'd be 6-3.
And they're not good.
They're not a good 6-3.
But this wouldn't. I would advise caution to people because I could very much see the Saints on the back of such a horrific loss, putting in. Like
some effort.
Just like a good offensive performance now against the Falcons. And this will be the weird thing of the Saints lost last week to the Panthers, and they just beat the Falcons 42-20.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of game I could see this. So this, to me, is a stay away, but I do think the Falcons will win.
I don't know. I think Alvin Kamara is just over-drinking his lifetime Abita beer.
Yeah. Next up, Bills at Colts, and the Bills are 4-point favorites.
How are the Bills 4-point favorites to the Colts? I'll take the Bills -12. I don't get it. What is it?
Well, they don't beat teams by a lot.
Yeah, but the Colts aren't good. Is Flacco really good? Because he looked great last week.
No, but the Bills don't beat teams by a lot. I mean, they only won, they win by a touchdown against, who they beat on Sunday?
The Bills beat the Cardinals by 14, then the Dolphins by 21, then the Jags by 30.
Keep going.
Then the Jets by 3.
Yeah.
The Titans by 24.
Not much.
The Seahawks by 21. And the Dolphins by 3. So I don't know where you're getting that logic from.
The Dolphins by 3-1. I think I put in. There's a lot of recency bias in my assessment there.
I think the Bills will absolutely throttle the Colts.
You mean Thromp?
Maybe Thromp them.
Up next, the Broncos at the Chiefs. This is where it ends. Chiefs 8-point favorites. Broncos better than you think they are. Chiefs worse than you think they are. Chiefs undefeated. This is where it ends.
The Broncos are not better than I thought they were. They lost 41-10 to the Ravens last week. Again, a team that's beaten the Panthers, the Saints, the Raiders, and then the Jets 10-9. If you guys remember that thriller.
Yep.
And then the Bucs is their most convincing win, and I still don't know how good the Bucs are. The Broncos are not good.
Genuinely, I think the Chiefs will win. Then the Vikings at the Jags. Vikings 7-point favorites.
This is a game, I know you don't want me to bring him up, but Bill Simmons said this is an avoid at all costs because he is very nervous about Sam Darnold going down to South Florida and trying to cover this spread.
I haven't listened to that episode yet.
After they spent 30 minutes saying that the Jags might be the worst team in the NFL. I think the Jags are going to get... maybe it's close, but I would put the Vikings to win this heavy.
These are two teams this season where I'm struggling to adapt to how good the Vikings are, and they had the one hiccup right as I was starting to really be on board with it.
Yeah.
And then the Jags, I'm struggling to adapt to just how bad they are.
I mean, but the one hiccup is against the Rams team, who is always a tricky team.
But the Rams I don't think the Rams are good.
They're not, but they always play well.
They do. They're not easy to beat, but they're not good.
Yeah.
So when I'm kind of looking through the form, that's loss,
one hiccup.
That loss feels bad to me.
But the other loss is against the Lions, and that was a great game.
Yeah.
That was a game they could have won.
Yeah.
I think they're much better than the Jags.
I think so too. Then you had the Patriots at the Bears. The Bears are 6.5-point favorites. This is a bit of a tough one on the back of what we witnessed from the Bears a week ago.
You witnessed.
I witnessed in person. But I've always said I'm a Bear whisperer.
Okay.
When I say the Bears are going to win, they win. When I
Okay.
say they're going to cover the spread, they cover the spread.
So what do you feel?
The Bears are winning this one. They're covering the spread. I would take Bears minus 13 in this game.
So Bears, can you put this one in your bets? Bears minus 13 and Bills minus 12.
Well, it's basically moving the spread to 2-1 on each of them.
That's the Billy Bear double.
So it's a 4-1 double. Basically.
Perfect. The Billy Bear double is going to hit.
Okay. Up next, the Steelers at the Commanders. This is a tough one for you. The Commanders are 2.5-point favorites. This is all roads point towards you telling us how this is a complete mismatch. How the Commanders, there's no way the Steelers can keep pace with the Commanders. The Commanders are going to score 40 points. Russell Wilson won't be able to move the ball. This is a terrible Steelers team. You don't know how they've won any games so far this season. And then we're going to watch on Sunday as this Steelers defense just absolutely clamps down on a somewhat injured Jaden Daniels and results in the Steelers winning this game 21-12.
You almost had it perfect until that last 15 seconds. No, I am not high on the Steelers. I think the Commanders will win this game. I think they will score a ton of points. I disagree with the fact that I don't think the Commanders will shut down Wilson. The Commanders' defense is not that great, but their offense is too good. And the Steelers won't score more than 20, and the Commanders won't score less than 40.
Okay, so a blowout.
Yes.
Next up, the Niners at the Buccaneers, and the Niners are 6-point favorites.
Is Christian McCaffrey back?
I would say based on this spread he is. Because if Christian McCaffrey isn't isn't back. I don't understand how the Niners are 6-point favorites against the Buccaneers.
Kyle Shanahan stays coy about Christian McCaffrey,
Yeah.
says NBC Sports. So maybe he might be back. I mean, but the Bucs are 4-5. Are they really that good?
I mean, they gave the Chiefs everything they got on Monday.
Lost.
Now you could make the argument it's a short week for the Bucs, and it's the Niners coming off a bye, so that's another thing that works in the Niners' favor. But I mean, I think even without Christian McCaffrey, the Niners should win this game. Mm-hmm. But 6 points is a lot without Christian McCaffrey against a Bucs team that's, even when they've lost, they remain fairly competitive.
Yeah, I think it's mostly due to Baker Mayfield. He's been very impressive this year.
Some people call him the poor man's Brock Purdy.
If anything, I think Brock Purdy is the poorer version of Baker Mayfield from a financial standpoint.
We once again have a wonderful week where the NFL just heavily front loads the early games. We've only got 3 afternoon games.
So stupid.
And those afternoon games are pretty terrible.
Yep.
You got the Titans at the Chargers, and the Chargers are 7.5-point favorites.
I think the Chargers are legit. What's nice to see about the Chargers is they haven't had to rely on Herbert, and I think that's
because he sucks.
Yeah, well, I think the 10 TDs to 1 interception.
And you know what tells us, what really confirms for me that he sucks is that I just pulled a Justin Herbert card, and it was worth fuck all.
Well, I pulled the Josh Allen and Mahomes cards, and they were both worth nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think the Chargers are a pretty legit team, and I think the Titans suck. So I think the Chargers will run this game.
Then we have the Jets at the Cardinals. This is the game I don't want to see a second of this. Well, actually, I won't say that. There's some worse games than this. Actually,
I am just so tired of fucking watching Aaron Rodgers.
Well, you won't have to for much longer.
Because he's going to die?
He'll retire.
Oh.
The Jets are 1-point favorites, which
1.5 I have.
I've got
surprising.
1. I don't know why.
Because they won a game, Eddie. They're on fire now. They figured it out.
And I guess on the face of it, that win against the Texans looks good, but the Texans are missing basically every offensive player.
Yeah. They figured it out against the Texans B squad.
But I don't know. It's sort of... We'll see. Then we have the last of the afternoon games, Eagles at Cowboys. Eagles are 7-point favorites.
It used to be a good game.
This was supposed to be a good game a few weeks ago, and the Cowboys, one of the worst teams in the NFL now. So
And Dak is out. Apparently, the injury report I read said that his hamstring was completely ripped off the bone. So I don't know what to make of that. I don't think he's playing. That's what that means.
Yeah, definitely not playing. I don't know if that's a bad thing. I mean, do we get to see Trey?
Tell me it's not Cooper Rush. He's got to be gone, right?
It's probably Trey Lance.
Oh, my God. Could you imagine?
This is the Trey Lance experiment, finally.
No, the Trey Lance experiment was when he was completely overdrafted by a team who has no idea what to do. It looks like it could be Trey Lance. Nope, Cooper Rush.
Oh, my God. Trey Lance, what happened to you? Number 3 overall pick in the NFL a couple years ago, and now not even a backup deemed worthy enough to play when the team's season is over.
Yeah, and they're playing a guy who has played, I think, multiple seasons now, multiple games, and has never looked that good.
No, I think it's
he had that one game.
It's a weird move because you know what you have with Cooper Rush, which is he's never going to be a starting NFL quarterback.
Nope.
You don't know. They probably kind of know what they have with Trey Lance because they obviously will see him in practice. And I'm going to guess based on the Niners trading
not
him
looking
away,
good.
Not great. The signs are not positive. But you think you got to roll him out and give him a chance.
Yeah.
Just to know, and just on the off chance that when you put him on the field, everything starts moving that little bit better. So, seems strange to me. And then we wrap Sunday up. Well, I guess we didn't really make a pick. I suppose we're both taking the Eagles.
Yeah. Great. That's a great teaser bet. -7. So good. Bring it down to -1.
I'm going to say I love this Sunday because there's just enough. You kind of look through, and if you're just, for me, right, just money line, I start things off with the Giants. Because if it loses, you're just rebetting. It's basically free money when you think about it that way.
Can't lose with an early Sunday game.
The
Because
first,
even if you lose, you rebet and you win more.
yeah, the first leg of your bet can basically never lose. That's sound logic because you can always rebet.
Yep.
Then the Chiefs money line is definitely going in. The Vikings money line is definitely going in. The Niners money line is definitely going in.
Bills -4. Come on.
I'm a little.
You're not going to go Bills?
The Bills go in the rebet.
Get out of here.
The Bills
That's
are going
crazy.
in. The Bills are going in some bets, but they're not going in
Vikings?
Yeah, I said the Vikings.
I would do the Bills before I do the Vikings.
No. So right now I've got Giants money line, Vikings money line.
Eagles.
So I'm trying to kind of in order. Niners money line. So you got the early game 1 money line. You've got the early afternoon games 3 money lines, and then you've got 2 money lines in the late games. Chargers, Eagles, and that is that's 5 teams. You can mix and match a little bit because you could put the Bills in there, and I think you could argue you put the Bears in there against the Patriots.
But you won't put the Bills. You put the Bears over the Bills? That's bold. A lot of B's.
Yeah. And then things wrap up with Lions at the Texans. Lions are 3.5-point favorites. And given the injury issues with the Texans, this feels like it should be a bigger spread. This is because the Lions are going to get pressure on CJ Stroud. They're going to make it as difficult for him as possible, which is going to mean that with no receivers to go to, life becomes really hard. Their running game has kind of dried up. Yeah. So, and the Lions just
They're good.
They just rack up points on
They're
people.
good. The Lions are good.
Like, not only do you have a good defense, but you can just pencil them in for 25 points.
Yeah,
so,
I agree. Yeah, I think the Lions will win this. I think this spread is a little too nice to the Texans here. A full Texans squad, okay, I can see it in Houston, but a dismantled Texas team, no. And I will say, Eddie, I have 3 anti-post bets, and the only one that seems to have a little bit of traction is my $100 to win $2,000 on a Chiefs versus Lions Super Bowl.
You got a chance.
Yeah. Both teams they're number 1 in their respective conferences, so they might be getting the buys, which is
you got a chance. And finishing up those thoughts on the Texans, I think there's a little latency in adjusting here to both the Texans not being as good as they looked at the back end of last season, and then them having massive injury issues.
Yeah.
And then we wrap things up, a game that I will be missing.
A good game to miss.
Yeah, on the flight. Dolphins at Rams. Rams are 1-point favorites.
I think the Rams. I don't know. The Dolphins looked pretty good last week with Tua back.
Yeah.
But the Rams, like we just said, they're always a team that stays in every game, no matter what.
Yeah. No, I mean, both of these teams recovering from their injury issues of a few weeks ago in different ways.
Maybe this is a Williams to score, Hill to score, and just watch.
I think it's a just watch.
Although Tyreek Hill has 1 touchdown this season.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
In my case, it's a don't watch because I'll be on a plane, and that's okay.
So the real issue we have is on Friday, which would be tomorrow, like what we're recording now, we're going up to Sedona for a day and then Flagstaff for 2 days, and then probably going to go do the Grand Canyon one of those 2 days. It might be a little ambitious to do the Grand Canyon on Saturday, so we could do it on the Sunday, but the issue is we'd probably have to go early, and we'd miss the early games, but we'd have the thrill of watching 3 somewhat shitty afternoon games. So it really sucks that the NFL really fucked us over on this trip. So we might have to adjust our plans for optimal NFL viewing. I have a really nice barn flag that shows every game on all the different TVs, and I went once, and it was a lot of fun. So we have a place we can go, but it'll depend on when we want to do Grand Canyon first. So
sounds good.
Real quick, Eddie. I want the listeners to know that you have a shopping problem. We have a few minutes left here. I want the listeners to know you might have an issue shopping. Can you break down how many T-shirts and sweatshirts and hats you have currently bought on your trip, which has been a 5-day trip so far?
No, it's not been a 5-day trip. I've been in the U.S. now for 9 days. In that time, I bought 1 T-shirt at the Breeders' Cup.
Okay, I'll keep track. You just name your shirts you bought.
I bought 2 T-shirts and a sweatshirt at the first brewery we went to in Phoenix.
Okay.
I then bought 1 T-shirt at the second brewery we went to in Phoenix. Okay. I then bought 2 T-shirts and 2 hats at a store, at like a local clothing store we went to.
State 48, the best, one of the best in Arizona.
In Phoenix. I then bought...
Don't forget the coffee shop.
1 T-shirt at a coffee shop we went to.
You don't even drink coffee.
Don't drink coffee. It's the only thing I bought there.
Drink coffee. The real joke here is he doesn't wear T-shirts.
Then I also bought a jacket.
Oh, I didn't hear about the jacket.
You were with me. Like the cowboy jacket.
Oh, yeah, the cowboy jacket. You didn't even count that yesterday.
No, I didn't.
You did.
And that's been my most expensive purchase.
It has
that was $200.
That's at the Rooster Bus in downtown Scottsdale.
You hoping
great spot.
Hoping for plugs?
I would love a discount because it is quite expensive.
Well, I got 179 giblets. Giblets.
I got some giblets too. Okay. Now we're in Tucson.
Yeah, now in Tucson so far, I have bought 1 T-shirt and 1 hat at the University of Arizona store.
Okay. So you're at 8 T-shirts, 2 larger jacket sweatshirts.
Yeah.
And 3 hats.
Correct.
So 13 items in 5 days.
No, why do you keep saying 5?
6.
9.
Oh, okay. That makes it better. Never mind.
It's doubling the time frame that you keep providing. I don't know why. And I will probably buy. We're going to a brewery today. I will buy a T-shirt
100%.
there.
Pueblo Vita 10-year anniversary for all my Pueblo Vita lovers.
I will buy a T-shirt there, and I will probably buy 1 T-shirt in Sedona and 1 T-shirt in Flagstaff.
You'll buy more than 1 in Flag because we'll hit up a few breweries, and we'll probably go to like a nice little store that sells cool.
But I might
stuff.
not buy any in Sedona.
And Grand Canyon.
I don't know.
They have some cool shirts up there.
We'll see.
I think you're gonna like. Do you wear a long sleeve?
No.
I know you didn't. But they have some nice sweatshirts you might like.
Maybe. But sweatshirts, I am running very low on bag space. So sweatshirts are maybe not doable. A T-shirt I can always squeeze in. A sweatshirt is becoming...
Maybe another hat.
No more hats. Okay. Oh, no, maybe one more hat. I like the hats I've bought so far, but I'm not in love with the hats I've bought so far.
Okay.
So there's still room in my heart for one more hat.
Okay.
And that means there's room in my wallet.
When we go to the Grand Canyon, you can basically go down 8 miles, which then you'd have to go back up. How far down do you want to go?
I have to judge based on... It depends on a number of factors.
The incline was similar to the incline at Camelback when we did Camelback Mountain.
So we did a little hike on Thursday morning. Yep. I did not complete the hike. I got maybe 70% of the way there.
Yeah.
And then they were facing the steepest part of it. And
it was more of like a scramble. Class 2 scramble.
And there was a combination of things. One, you were going quickly.
Sorry.
No, but it's fine. And you're used to doing it. And we also had time constraints.
Yeah.
So there wasn't really the room to really slow down. 2, I did have an organ removed a month ago.
Oh, we're still milking the organ removal.
Well, it did mean that I haven't done any real exercise in that month period. And the third was a little jet lagged, hadn't slept a ton the night before.
Yeah.
My legs were feeling like jello. Yeah. And I sort of made the executive decision of, if I finish this is like a day ruiner.
Yeah.
I can get up there and get down there. I can do the just one foot in front of the other and do it. But then moving the rest of the day might not be a lot of fun.
It was a great Grand Canyon warm-up. Now your legs should be ready.
They'll be better. And if I sleep more,
yeah.
We did not get a lot of sleep the night before. I had also taken some weed gummies the night before. And to be honest with you, my body was still not feeling 100% that morning either. I was slightly readjusting. So, yeah, no, I don't know. I would be comfortable with a couple miles down and up.
Okay.
If there's a reason for it, though.
Yeah. Well, it's nice because different lookout points.
Yeah.
So 0.9 miles is where I would like to take you down. So a mile down.
Yeah, that's
and then you'd have to go a mile back up, and that is 600 feet elevation. You'd have to go back up. If you could do another 600 feet elevation, that brings you to Cedar Ridge, and that's a really cool view.
I'm down for that.
I think we shoot for that. That's a mile and a half down.
I'm down, but also if there's not the super time constraint too, it gives you the ability to kind of you know, like handle different parts of it.
And like I said, I'd Sherpa you, so I'll carry a nice big pack. You can put all your water in my pack.
I need 1 bottle of water. I can carry it myself.
Ooh, always bring extra bottles of water to Grand Canyon, Eddie.
Oh, I'm not planning on falling down on it and like 127 houring myself.
There is no water up.
Anyway.
All right. I guess with that, we'll call it a day.
Sounds good.
Talk to you later.
See you.
Cheerio.